20th of June 2025, Crazy Market Talk with KEL. Be crazy with crazy. All right, guys, I'm in China right now doing this live recording. And I just want to let you know that, in trading, everything is about getting your facts right. And of course, today I'll share with you a lot of stuff. And then after that, we're going to have the second session. We're going to do this crazy revision with KEL, right? And talk about the DEX market last Friday. Okay, so without further ado, let me just go into the market right now and explain to you more in detail what's happening in the market. All right, let's go. And we can see that this is the gold chart oil chart. Sorry, let me just bring away the oil first. Okay, bring the gold in first. All right. So this is the gold chart of this morning. You can see that gold. Okay, let me just turn on myself a little bit. Okay, so today the gold market this morning it basically gaps up and then starts selling, right? So that's the reason why last night, if you notice this, I did not talk about gold because I suspected that gold may perform like this. So why is gold gapping up and then coming off? Well, first of all, there is this initial knee-jerk effect whereby people they believe that it's a war ongoing, so therefore the gold will go up. But you must understand, I've been saying this for the last few days that while the war is ongoing, the US dollar will be in demand. Whether it's the safe haven people say, but or the one I mentioned is a purchasing of the dollar in anticipation of the potential war itself, because a lot of things is all traded in dollar. So the thing is this, while this is ongoing, right? So the dollar increase in value, that means that people will have to think, okay, the dollar goes up, then what can I sell? And then only the best thing is to sell the gold. So that is why you can see that gold price is coming off while the dollar is surging during this period of time. Now the thing is this, today we have a very clear elephant trade breakout whereby you can see this elephant trade the high supposed to be here, yeah. And I think the high is 3374. Okay, so which means that if the gold price cannot stay above 3374, the elephant uh, trade setup right has triggered, but it's not able to give you the buy signal yet. Yeah, the market has to trade above 3374, then we can actually have a continuation run. Let's double check. Yep, 3374 is a high of the gold market. All right. So the thing is this right now for gold today, you can see that the opening price is 3391 and it's below OP right now. So you just have to, you cannot be buyer. That's all simple. But it's now right, it went all the way down to the MA30, which is 3352. The low was exactly 3352, triggered and then rebounded, right? That means that the market is still bullish, at least for now time being. But to be very safe, I think that you can only buy now when it's above the pivot 1 at 3360. So if anyone want to buy gold, you can buy above here, but then put a stop loss just below the pivot 1. That is safe lah. But again, below OP, usually I don't ask you to buy, buy the market itself, unless you want to do a swing trade over here. Okay, now if the gold do continue to go down, right, it's still possible to see gold going to 3323, which happen to be nearby to the pivot 2, which is stacked at the moment right now. Yeah. Now, of course, if gold can stay above the 3374, the elephant trade, then I'm pretty confident that eventually we'll see here as well. I still think that gold will be able to come to this point here during this run. Then after that, we may see the gold coming down a little bit because of the dollar. All right. So I believe that now people are now buying in the dollar in anticipation that there's a further movement in the market. Okay. Now let's look at the Dow Jones right now. For the Dow Jones, right, you can see that this morning we have a gap down, but yet the market recovered very strongly. Okay, very strongly because they feel that by US going in, right, they should be able to finish this thing once and for all. Well, look at it this way. This is actually an elephant trade setup with the price going up and the market already triggered a low, but because the market is down, it's back up again here, so we don't have the sell momentum. But if the market do pull back, then I can be very strongly believe that you will see this guy low here, and this guy low itself, it will be at this 41750. So which means that if we can see Dow Jones coming down, 41750 would be the target level for the Dow Jones. Yeah, because we have the uptrend in the market, but the KSI is red in color. So if the market do pull back, we should see this number 41750. Okay, so where we are right now, we have 42,059. So which means that we can see a pullback of nearly 300 points if the price do go down. Now, one thing that make me feel that the price will be going down is this MA30, MA200. Both of them have triggered it last Friday, and the price comes off. So I think that the high chance of this happening is there. All right, of course, again, if Donald Trump says that he's won the battle and he won the war and stuff, that will propel the market. But I think end of the day, people will be watching this very closely. Now, why I bring in the crude oil so early? Because I want to tell you something very important. Now, you must understand that the Strait of the Strait of Hormuz, right? If I'm not wrong, this particular place, right, is the where the I mentioned in my MAO video that if this place get Iran to stop it itself, right, then basically the world 20% to 30% production will be hit. But you must understand the biggest winner will be who then? Of course, it'll be US, because US hold one of the biggest, largest amount of crude oil. So I can't feel that, right? The whole thing is that why Donald Trump wants to go into this war, because he wants to push the crude oil price higher. That is how I see it. All right. So the thing is, this crude oil this morning gap up to $78.15, which is the level that I mentioned at about here. Has been done. Okay, good. Those take profit, excellent. So the thing is this right now. Pivot 1 is 75.24, and the market is still coming down because of profit taking. KSI is green, so watch out for this. If the crude oil do reverse, now the opening price is $78.15, right? Okay, let's say hypothetically the low is $76, example, yeah. So the difference here is about $2.15, okay. So which means that if the market rebound above OP for some reason, because of, you know, again some extra news from the Iran and this Israel thing, then you take this plus this, you get easily about $80, okay, $80.30. And based on the KCB, I think that we are able, the KCB is somewhere around $81.55. Now, if crude oil price do stay above the $77, what's the potential problem here? Let me show to you why. Yeah? Okay, let's take a look here. So this is the crude oil price right now here. You go back up all the way, the last time we saw something like this was all the way back in January. So you must understand from February, March, April, May, the last 4 months, the CPI data, the inflation have been going down. Primary is also because of the crude oil price coming off. But now, if the crude oil price maintain somewhere around here, it's very, very clear that we're going to have a big jump on the inflationary side. And that is only if, let's say, we just stop here and then reverse. But if the market happen to start to stabilize somewhere around here, then we're going to expect ourselves some problem later. I did mention in my video is that if the crude oil goes to $101, wow. If the crude oil goes to $101, along the way, you have people already getting very jittery. Market will start to sell and panic. And when we hit that 101 level, that is where I can expect the market to really, get very, very unhappy and, get very worried for that. Yeah. So that is crude oil. And then we can look at the other market, which is the dollar yen. You can see from here as well, the dollar yen has been surging because of the dollar strengthening. So remember a couple of days ago, we talked about the dollar yen coming down and stuff like that, which the dollar did. Then after that, when market rebounded, and we can see that the boys coming to buy and the price goes up. All right. So the market now has triggered all the technical point very easily. So as long as the dollar continues to stay up right now, then we can kind of see the dollar going higher. All right. Now, fundamentally, as long as Jerome Powell and friends are not going to do any rate cut in September, then there is a very good chance that the dollar may continue to go higher again in anticipation that the Middle East and the if problem continue and people keep on buying into the dollar. So there is a possibility for the market to actually tap 148.26 later on for the dollar yen. And because of that itself, right, definitely we will see a little bit of selling in the euro. All right, the euro came off this morning. All right, coming off. This gap down, then it's recovered. All right, then of course we have the pound market. Let's take a look at pound. Pound also basically pretty side. I mean, it gapped down this morning, but now it's recovered most of it itself. So actually, the thing is this: from what we are seeing right now, there is still a very high good chance that the dollar, the dollar going to strengthen, and that will pressure more on the pound and the euro in the market. Yeah. Okay, last one, Bitcoin, right? Now, a lot of people been asking me, should I cut my Bitcoin? Guys, remember back then itself, we already tell you about Bitcoin to be very careful when it hit a 107 mark. And if you look again and again and again, this is a diamond shape here as well, which again created the white line impact. And this is why we call for sell on the Bitcoin at 108. Remember, recently at 108, I called for sell on Bitcoin. I said that we may have to come back down again, and the market come all the way down, and now it's basically trying to stay above the MA 200, and that's the 96,000 zone. I believe that there will be a good chance that the Bitcoin will trigger the 96,000 again, and this will be a very good time to buy. So traders, if you're asking me that where's a good time to buy into the Bitcoin, I will give you my fair assessment. I think that you can try at 96,000. I think that'll be a very good price to buy for keeps. And I still believe that at the end of the day, Bitcoin eventually the target is 130,000, okay, in probably like this year or early next year. So okay, hope you enjoyed this video. This is KEL signing off. Take care and have a great time in the market. Bye bye.